Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Sallallahu ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. I've written an article in Birmingham Mail. It will appear tomorrow, inshallah, saying that we will never sort out the world problems, whether it's the global warming or inflation or wars or crimes or poverty or war, frauds, and unless we get the moral values correct first. Because no matter how much you do, there is still crooks around there, lying, cheating, unjustly treating people. You can't sort out the world. So you will be wasting your time trying to sort out the economy without sorting the moral values first. You can't stop wars if there's no moral values. So on what moral ground, like Putin invaded Ukraine, and he's been fighting there now for nearly 2 years now. He started more than 2 years or less? 1.5. 1.5. 1.5. And the same war started in Sudan. War started in Libya. War started in Yemen. They've been fighting for 10 years now or something. Wars started in Gaza now. Palestinians and the Israelis. And on what moral values? Either of them killing each other. Now we were talking about Israelis are really, the Zionists are sinister. They don't want Gaza people to be there at all. Some of them asking them to go to Egypt or Jordan or throw them in the sea. They don't care. They're hitting buildings, killing all the inhabitants in that building. They said, go to A area. They go to the A area and they go and bomb the area. Go to B area. They bomb the B area. So they chase them wherever they go. They want to kill as many Gaza people as possible. So they are not angels. They want to finish the Palestinians wherever they find them. But what I can't understand, if you are fighting your enemy, and every time you kill one from your enemy kills 200 of you. So who are you protecting? Who are you actually killing? Killing your enemy or killing your own people? If you are living in a tunnel and you are phoning somebody, you're sending signals or you're sending a missile from the tunnel, and above the tunnel there is buildings with people living in it, and your enemy come and hit the buildings and kill all the people in the building. You're not killed, you're saved, but it's 200 killed. So who is actually good and who is bad? So Allah Azza wa Jal, why He is not supporting the Gaza people? Why they're all still losing life every day? 200 dies every day, 176 or whatever. Why Allah Azza wa Jal made the whole of south of Turkey go through the earthquake? 50,000 killed in one go in North Syria. And the same killed by broken dam in Libya, 15,000 killed at the same time. Why? And they were all praying, and they have mosques and things. Why is testing the Gaza people? He's not testing the Scotch people and the Welsh people.
See how strong their belief is in if they go through hardship, let's say 1 or 2 years, will they still have that belief?
What about the people living in Paris? Why is not testing them? Why there is no earthquake there? Have they passed the test, or he doesn't want to test them?
He doesn't put anyone through any difficulty that he knows they can't handle.
They are not doing difficulties.
No, he doesn't put anyone through difficulties if he knows they can't handle it.
Allah doesn't want to put anybody in difficulties if He can't handle it.
If they can't handle it,
If they can't handle it.
if they can't bear with it. So he knows that they're able to bear with it, so they'll get more of it.
So all of us here in England, we can't deal with difficulties, so he's not testing us.
I mean, not as bad as that.
Well, not as bad as the Gaza people. So the Gaza people, bad people, more bad than us.
No. I mean, you know, it's that they've got like strong faith, so they'll go to Jannah. Because like the children, they go to Jannah anyways.
This is what the Hamas saying. They said, don't worry, you could die because you will go to Jannah. You will go to Jannah. How many you want to send to Jannah? I want to live a bit more than you suggest. I want to, like, who wants his son to go to Jannah? Who wants his mom to go to Jannah? Mom, I'm going to kill you because I want to send you to Jannah, quick, shortcut. So, you want to say something? Why is not testing people in Sweden? He's testing them with the cold, minus 20. He was in Sweden last week.
Minus 23.
Minus 23. We can't stand minus 5. 5 outside, it's too cold for us. So, one of the things make you easy to understand the justice of Allah is like a scale. The more good people around, the better they will be. And good will be in many aspects, not only good that they pray 5 times a day. At least they're good to not sell cheated goods, not lie to each other, not kill each other, So the minute there's less good people, the minute it tip, their sin will be too much and then they will be punished. So how many good people you want around to save the community? How much percent? How many per 100 should be good for Allah not to punish the 20%? Any higher, any lower? Yeah? You don't know what answer, so you don't want to guess. Yeah? How many? 50%. Has to be good. 50%, you agree? 1%. 1%. The Prophet ﷺ said, الناس هكذا مئة لا تكاد تجد بينهم الراحلة. That's people like this. The 100, you can hardly find one to carry the can, carry the responsibility, make the change. So how many living in Solihull? 200,000. How many good people in Solihull who carry the can and do things and change things and really protect things? If 1%, there will be 2,000, yeah? 200,000, there will be 2,000. Is there 2,000 good people in Solihull?
Probably more.
Yeah, probably more. Because if you go and make a mistake driving, how many will give you the horn? You will be, yeah. If you cross, if you do change lane without giving signal, if you throw rubbish, and there will be quite few people who report you, especially now with dash cam cameras. You will be a lot of good people around who actually stop things go wrong in Solihull. Sometimes it could be, if you go to Germany, there will be even the passing by will tell you off. Go and walk in the bicycle lane. Go and try to cross the road, not from the zebra place. There will be quite more people actually in Germany will tell you off. In Sweden, they will tell you off. I drove in Sweden and there will be people who will tell, more people to tell you off if you do wrong. And go to Egypt. How many will tell you off if you do wrong? If you do right, they get annoyed. If you really do things right, they will get annoyed. I went to see somebody in Manchester, and the appointment was 2 o'clock to get to his house 2 o'clock. And go from here to M42 and then M6 and then M56. And then you go inside to Manchester and search for his house and get there 2 o'clock. On a Saturday, let's say, less traffic. I knocked on the door at 2 o'clock. He opened the door, still in his underwear. He said, I didn't expect you to come on time. He's from my country, from Syria. He's a Syrian. He didn't expect me to arrive at time. He complained because I arrived on time. Imagine. So how many like this? Probably, I don't know. I haven't been to Gaza at all, but I can tell you about Syria. I can tell you about Egypt. I can tell you about Saudi. I can tell you about... In Saudi, I was in the clinic on the day of Eid, the third day of Eid, when people from Hajj coming back, and I saw in the casualty, in my 8 hours shift, how many patients you think I would have seen? 20. Any higher, lower? You don't want to say any higher, lower? And I was writing their names. Everyone I see, I write his name. 209. 209. How would they accept as a government that 200 people seen within 8 hours by one doctor only? Are they committing injustice against their people or not? They are. Where is the money going on? Where do they get the money? Where the money goes from the petrol to supposed to be spent on the people? We had in the outpatient they give the drug for free because they're a rich country. And the more important drugs are not in the pharmacy. So you write prescription, they go to the pharmacy, hospital pharmacy, they haven't got the drug. They come back to us. We say, go and buy it from the chemist in the city. One of them was not prepared to buy it from the chemist. He said to me, what drugs you need? I wrote to him the drugs we use every day. Around, I think, 16 drugs. And I went home at 12 o'clock. We go home 12 o'clock, we come back at 4 o'clock because people don't come in the heat of the day. So we go home and we come back at 4 o'clock. They start coming back too. So when I came back, I found the outpatient full of drugs. In the corridor, in the pharmacy full, in the upstairs, the stores. Where this came from? They said, at 1:30, 3 people came, looked into the pharmacy, and at 2:30, we had the drugs delivered. How is that? So the man, I gave him the list. He was the friend of the king. So he phoned the king. The king phoned the Minister of Health. Minister of Health phoned the local head of the health authority, and they delivered the drugs. Where the money came from suddenly? Why were you not spending it before? So the guy who was the head of the health authority, he was angry with me. Why though? And he called me to his office. He said, why did you tell the patient that there's drugs missing? Because drug missing. He's asking us, why you don't buy? Why the government is rich? Why there's no drugs? Send the drugs, so problem solved. And he transferred me from the hospital to the middle of nowhere, 40 miles away. Because he doesn't want somebody to talk. So I packed my bags and came to Britain. Unjustly treated people. How would Allah look at them? Oh yeah, they pray. When they call for the prayer, they all have to go to pray. What about spending the money to treat the sick people? Is this unjust or just? So Allah look into all your behavior and He say, that's it, these people deserve to be hit. Because there are so many bad people around. You can hardly find good people. Yes, they might pray or fast or, wash themselves when they go to the loo, but they are unjustly treating each other. They're fighting in Yemen for the last 10 years. For what? Or they're fighting in Sudan, or they're fighting in, there's so many unjust now in the world that more and more disasters will happen. Allah will look into it. So unjust and just or unjust, zulm, you can be unjust against Allah Azza wa Jal. How can you be unjust against Allah? if somebody come to you and give you a bag of food every day, and they pay you for petrol, and they give you clothing, and they give you, a holiday, free holiday, and somebody asks you, where did you get this from? I worked, it's my effort. What about that guy who bring it to you? So if you deny Allah Azza wa Jalla, the one who gave you the brain, the eyes, the ears, the body, the family, the shelter, the home, the central heating, the water, running water, clean water, if you deny His favor, you are committing unjust against Allah Azza wa Jalla. And Allah Azza wa Jalla said, "Inna shirka la dhulmun azim." Will be even worse if you say, "Oh, Jesus Christ did it, or Rama did it, or Krishna did it, or the cow did it." And go, the cow is so holy that some people have a shower with the urine coming out of the cow. They believe the cow is helping them. Why are you giving them milk? Milk for life. Your mom only give you milk for 2 years. The cow give you milk for life. So you need to be respectful to the cow. And they think it's the cow's story. They deny Allah Azza wa Jalla. Allah, the creator of all things, they deny that He is the giver. So unjustly treating Allah Azza wa Jalla is the worst unjust. The second unjust could be towards people. So Allah Azza wa Jalla said, the Prophet ﷺ said, كل المسلم على المسلم حرام دمه وماله وعرضه. That it's haram for you to touch the blood of a Muslim, or his money, or his honor. Cheat, there's some people stealing the wife of somebody, stealing the husband of somebody. I know when I was at work, some nurses will be keen to steal the husband of a patient. I had a patient, and I noticed one of the nurses were targeting the husband. She wanted to steal the husband, basically go out with the husband and then probably divorce him or divorce her, or make him cheat on his wife. They steal your time sometimes. They steal your property. I told you about our neighbor's car. They came and put a device. The device will read the key. We'll get a copy of the key. So you come to the device become a key. And you open the car and they came. We saw them on our CCTV. They came at 10:10. They fixed the device. They put something on the car and gone. At 11:30, they came, 2 of them, with the device, opened the car, started the car and gone. The car gone. They stole the car. They gave themselves the right to steal the car of these people. They came to our house a few years ago and they broke the window, opened the door, went upstairs. They were keen to steal Asian gold because they think Asian have gold. But subhanAllah, Allah doesn't want them to steal everything, because the gold my son bought for his wife were on the shelf, and the gold my other son bought for his wife was on the other shelf. So they saw that gold, they stole it. They didn't actually see the other gold. They didn't steal it. They stole a watch for my wife I bought for 10 quid. And next to it, there were a watch, Gucci, 400. I bought it for 400 pounds, which is now 1,700 pounds. They didn't steal the 1,700 pounds. They stole the 10 pounds watch. So Allah blinded them to, take everything. They took some, and they gave themselves the right to steal our house. They stole the deed box. We had a deed box. I told you about it before? Did you hear it from me? In the deed box, I left some swearing to the thief. It's empty, some rubbish in it. And it will take them time to open it, but once they open it, it's nothing there. So that's a way to get the thief satisfied they stole something of value while there's nothing in it. And the whole deed box you can buy for 10 quid or 20 quid. So just unjustly treating other people. The most unjust treat is done in this time is this. Now, from Adam until 1971, President Nixon, Richard Nixon's president of USA, people were using gold as money. So you know, when you are employed for 10 grams of gold, you get 10 grams of gold, whether you are working for Adam, alayhi salam, or working for Nuh, or Ibrahim, or Isa, or Musa, or Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. When Nixon came, he kept the money separate from the gold, and you are given dollars, or sterling, or French franc, or euro now and things. So what happened now, the whole world, you're either employed or self-employed. If you are employed, you get this money, and the money drops in value by the day. So they steal from your money, the value of your money. Like doctors will go on strike. Have you heard it? They are on strike last week. They're asking for 35% wage increase because they said the inflation ate the value of their money since 2008. The inflation has been eating the value of their money from 1971. They are asking for 35% wage increase. They should have asked for 1,019%. That's how much the wage decreased in value from 1971 till now. If you are self-employed, if inflation 10%, you increase the value by 10%, you're not affected. If the inflation 30, you increase the value of the things by 30, you're not affected. Your margin remains, whether it's 10% or 20 or 30%. So people outside there in the community, either employed, the value of their wage drops, and people who are self-employed are not affected. But these who steal the value of these people, the value of the money, the inflation. What causes inflation? Because people lend money they don't have, banks, or credit card, they will allow you to buy things for money you don't have, or the government printing money they don't have. They used in the past print money only if they have gold of its value, because gold, standard. Now they're building money, printing money with no gold standards, no gold cover for it. So the theft now is coming in the world in a massive way, and that affecting the people who are employed everywhere. So if you want to get employed somewhere, unless you get the value of your money protected by getting the inflation plus the GDP, you are losing money. And that's a great injustice now happening. This injustice causing wars, crime increase, government going bust, dictators taking over to force the system they like and things. And if you look into the whole economy in the world, the one who is benefiting from this theft are the Americans, because they borrow a lot of money and the value of the money drops. When they pay back the loans, they make profit. So if you are a borrower in America or in Britain, you're better off than if you are a lender. So unjustly treating each other is the bad things, but the worst unjust you could commit against yourself. If you put yourself in hell, why? Because you never bother to believe in Allah Azza wa Jal, you never bother to obey Allah, you never bother to treat people nicely, you never bother to be kind, you never bother to be caring. So unjustly treating yourself is the worst, the worst. Obviously, unjustly treating Allah Azza wa Jal, you will miss His Jannah. But unjustly treating yourself, you will definitely put yourself in hellfire. And there's a lot of ayahs on that and a lot of hadith on that. وَمَا ظَلَمُونَ وَلَكِنْ كَانُوا أَنفُسَهُمْ يَظْلِمُونَ. Allah said, they did not commit unjust against us, they were committing unjust against themselves by putting themselves in hellfire. Prophet Muhammad said, all of you will enter Jannah unless the one who refuses. They said, who would refuse, Ya Rasulullah? Who would refuse? He said, whoever obey me will enter Jannah. Whoever disobey me, he refused. He put himself in hellfire. So on your way out, you need to stamp the number 60 or 62.